Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 357. Man, going by fast. How we doing, guys? Good to see you this morning. Good to be seen. What is happening? We got Kevin Hawthorne on here, popping in. Good morning, sir. Good to see you. See who else pops in on the Facebook feed. Looks like Roy Dahl taking the checkered flag this morning. Back to a 6. Come on, Roy. Whew, you've been battling, brother. I'm thinking of you. Lots going on, right? You don't let that standard 7 or 8 drop to a 6 or a 5 just because of the holiday stress, right? Good morning, Locke, Alex Redmond, Victor Anthony. Keep it up. I saw a thing from Frisella this morning. Yeah, Rockwater Ponds joined us on Instagram. Good to see you, man. Dave Howard is here. Saw a thing from Frisella. I think I might even shared it. It's like you're gonna win. Like no matter what happens, you're gonna win. And when you adopt that mindset, you're unstoppable. Like no matter what happens, you're gonna win. We're gonna win. Okay. We'll have that mentality, guys. It's hard, right? It's hard, particularly this time of year. You see people struggling. Who knows? Maybe you're struggling, or maybe you didn't hit the goal you want to hit this year, or maybe the walls are closing in. Whatever it is, reach out to people. Don't do it alone. Okay. The holidays are a great time, but they also can be a time where things get drummed up, or people go in a hole. So keep an eye on your friends. Good morning, Dave from Denver. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. What's happening? I bit my tongue when I was speaking last week, and that stopped me in my tracks. And now every once in a while, I'll still catch it. So, well, you'll see me go, ow. Maybe he's trying to tell me something. Stop talking. Chris Pierce, a couple days in a row here. What's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. Guys, thank you so much for sharing. Getting, 10, 11, 12 shares on this a day, which is huge. It helps drive engagement and let people know what we're up to. So thank you very much. And as I always say, if you don't want my mug on your page, just send it to somebody in a DM, or let somebody know about it. Had a great podcast come out this morning. Actually, it loaded on YouTube yesterday morning, and I forgot to share it this morning, yesterday. So I did a great podcast with Casey Fabling. He's out in Denver, in Colorado anyway. And that's a great listen. So that's on YouTube, but you also can catch it on Apple Podcasts. So we'll get the link in there for you. Good morning, Jace Hunter. Jameson's going to come in too. I think he's going to start drinking the Kool-Aid. Yeah, good stuff. What's happening? What are you guys doing? How's your week going? What needs to get done before the end of the day tomorrow? Yeah, or send it to someone that you don't like, Bubba says. Oh, man. How was New York? You look like a fish out of water out there. It says Bubba in Times Square. What? Shoot. Think people would stop you on the street to interview you, right? Good morning, Jubal. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah. Wow, up to 20 in a hurry. 3 minutes in. That's good. I try to let everybody know I'm doing it, but I mean everybody kind of gets it. But hey, sometimes we get going with our lives and you don't realize, and all of a sudden it's 9:30, and you go, oh, I missed Bob's live, so I didn't jump on. So you can always catch it on the rewind, and all that stuff lives on YouTube too. So, well, Bubba, I'm glad you're having a good time with the kids. That's good stuff right there. Yeah. All right. Let's see what we got going here today. Day 250, 300. I keep saying 357. We're getting there. The day after Christmas will actually be the 365th day because I started 5 early. But we're going to keep pressing on. So love to the live from the big city. Yeah, Bubba. Big Bubba in the big city. Yeah. Good morning, Wendy. Good. We'll get our links, maybe a few of them anyway, and I'll try not to blow her surprise like I did yesterday. Argentina's here. Good to see you. Almost Friday, almost Christmas, almost 2026. I love it. Jess Novak coming in, running security in the back, making sure nobody slips in that shouldn't be here. What's going on, kid? Good to see you. Hey, oddly enough, we're going to talk today about the power of micro consistency while we get spammed from YouTube. Go away. Bubba said, I may have found an ice cream museum going to today. So, as you could say, the brakes are going to be gone. So, no need for steering. Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Jess. Oh, shoot. Yeah, we've been talking about overwhelm, right? And 10 days of trying to end overwhelm. So the power of micro consistency goes along with that. No better example of that than 357 days in a row doing the same thing. Okay. I don't know who that is in YouTube, but I don't know how to get rid of somebody. Cookie, whoever you are, hit the road, hit the bricks. I don't. Can you guys see those comments? I don't know if you can or not on the Facebook feed. Good morning, Peter. What's happening? Going to do a podcast with Peter today. Yeah. It's going to be fun. So, guys, you don't need a breakthrough, okay? You need consistency, okay? Most overwhelmed people think they need a big reset or a vacation. That museum's cold. Yeah, you got to get through in 5 minutes. Everything melts. Yeah, everybody thinks they need a big, big reset. Got to have a massive life change or this certain magic surge in motivation. All right, to break through. Okay, but in reality, overwhelm fades in the face of consistency. All right, just keep dropping little wins in there. See what happens. Right. So today's about rebuilding that momentum without burning yourself out, and it's not about getting charged up, being motivated. Okay. Ask yourself this, or maybe post it in the chat. Do you struggle more with starting or staying consistent? Starting or staying consistent, okay? How about you, Dave Howard? They say, I heard it on Chris Ty's podcast a while back. It was easier, and I really liked it. My retention's terrible, but when I hear something I like, I remember it. And what he said was it's easier to correct the path of something that's in motion than it is to get something into motion, right? So it's easier to fix something that's moving than it is to get something started. Okay, so stay moving. Okay, all right. So yeah, how many times have you heard, I just need to get back on track, right? But then when you start, you do the strict routines and the intense schedules. I'm cutting out everything, right? Big goals, major changes. Shit's got to change around here, right? Then it's not sustainable, okay? Because it's just you're just abstaining from everything, okay? And then when you can't sustain that, you feel worse than you did before, okay? So this might be a good listen for somebody that's thinking about starting back to the gym in January, right? So, I've learned this stuff both personally and professionally. Like momentum isn't rebuilt through intensity. Like, just hit it harder, right? Small actions done daily, calm the nervous system, right? And rebuild trust with yourself. Like, I'm here, I'm doing it. Okay. I'm going to do this. Okay. Post in the chat, guys. Have you ever gone all in only to burn out a week later? I know I have. Dave says, why start in January? That's right. Why wait? Have you guys ever gone all in and just burn out, flame right out a week later? I've done that, but consistency creates safety. Okay. Your brain craves predictability and comfort. Okay. So when life feels chaotic and hectic, small, consistent actions are going to tell your nervous system, hey, I'm okay. I'm in control. I got this. And that consistency reduces anxiety and mental noise and decision fatigue and emotional swings, all the stuff, right? It creates a sense of grounding, right? So small wins restore confidence, guys. Overwhelm erodes confidence because nothing feels finished. Okay. Micro consistency flips that. We're looking for the small wins, daily progress, visible completion. All right. Just checking the boxes every day. Like confidence doesn't come from the big goals. It comes from keeping those small promises to yourself. All right. So post in the chat one more time. What's a small habit that you've been consistent with before? Anybody? I want to get rid of some of these comments. What's a kind of a small habit you've been consistent with before? Well, this live is a small habit, right? Hey, how about making your bed, something like that? Putting your stuff away. Wendy probably just laughed, right? Um, what's one thing that you're doing that you've been consistent with before? Yeah, Dave says running for sure. Bubba says workout. Yeah. Yeah. Could it be walking or journaling or, early morning reset or reading? Alex says hitting the gym, going to the gym where Bubba says the heaviest weight is the front door, right? So, but motivation, guys, is unreliable. All right. Motivation comes and goes. It's waning. Okay. Consistency is built when we're doing when the habits are small. Okay. Expectations are realistic. Roy says daily affirmations. Yeah. Systems support action. Discipline replaces emotion. You don't need to feel ready. You need to have a system that works when you don't. And we call that a standard. Okay. So, hey, I don't want to go to the gym today, but my standard is that I go 3 times a week or that I go every day. Okay. Micro consistency is going to beat that perfection every single time because perfection creates pressure. Pressure creates avoidance. I don't want to do that. It might fail, it might go badly. Okay. Micro consistency says show up imperfectly, do the minimum, keep the streak alive, and then build trust slowly. Right? Doing something small every day beats doing something big once a week, right? What's one thing you could do daily that would move the needle, move you forward, even just a little bit? I can tell you because of doing this, I haven't, every once in a while, I used to maybe on a Saturday, maybe stay in bed, lay around a little bit. And I haven't been in bed past 7 a.m. because of this. My thing is I'm dialed in on this at 7. I get my outline built out, the links all set up, get it ready to go, get a coffee, get dressed, get ready, get dialed in. Okay. So this has been a huge thing for me to model some consistency. I'll not put the I'll put the links in later. Blow drying. Yeah. She's multitasker, that one. So, yeah, what's one thing you could do daily that would move you forward, even just a little, even just a little? Be the leader. The need to be with the small wins and the decisions. Yeah, 3 yards of play. I like that one, Sean. Yeah, yeah, just 3 yards, right? Just move the chains, right? Just move the chains, as they say in football. Yeah, for sure. And that consistency is an identity builder, guys. Every small action is going to reinforce identity. The opposite is true too. Dave says planning my weekend each weekend. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Planning my week. I'm sorry. Yeah. Every small action reinforces identity. Okay. I'm someone who shows up. I'm disciplined. I keep commitments. I plan my week on Sunday. I can trust myself again. So that identity is what ends overwhelm, and that's what we're talking about these several days here. Ending overwhelm. Okay, it's not force. Like brute force is not the answer to everything, even though you know works most of the time. Alex says keep time blocking. Working great since I started. Yeah, put that stuff on your phone, right? I look at my phone. I know exactly what I'm doing today every hour. That's that's time blocking and being intentional about what I'm doing. Pete and I are getting together later. It's on my calendar. I know what's happening. So sorry about that last one though, Jess, last week. Baba says my old college football coach, 3 yards of carry, 3 times 4 equals 12. Move the chains. Yeah. Yeah. Wendy, priorities. Yeah. That hair is a full-time job, Dave. Alex says work and personal. Yeah. Ask yourself, where am I trying to do too much at once? Don't we try to do that all the time, right? Usually the first week of January, right? Bubba says, look at the football references. Doesn't have to be a Hail Mary every time. Yeah. What is it? Putt for drive for show, putt for dough, something like that. Ask yourself this: what habit feels too big to sustain right now? Maybe you've bitten off more than you can chew. Need to take a little bit of a reset. What's the smallest version of that habit you could commit to? Maybe we break that down into bite-sized chunks, okay? How would consistency change how I feel about myself? Yeah, it's helped me showing up every single day, you know? Help me struggle, and struggling with consistency this past year. I'm consistent. You cannot argue that I've been here 357 days. We don't want to go back on. I keep trying to go back 100 days. 357 days in a row. Documented, right? Guys, take one micro habit. Choose one for the next seven days, next week or so. You don't have to score a touchdown every time you get up to the plate. I don't really even like hockey, Bubba. Hey, how about 5 minutes of movement? Writing down 3 priorities each morning. Maybe it's those affirmations, right? What a short walk. What a glass of water first thing in the morning. My friend Stan, first thing he does, drink a glass of water. Nothing happens until he does that. 5 minutes of planning. Plan your day, plan your week, or 5 minutes of reflection at night before bed, before you go to sleep. That's it. And don't do all of those. Do one. Do them for a week and then maybe add one. Do them for 2 weeks, add one. Do them for a month. I don't care. Okay. Post in the chat, guys. What micro habit are you committing to for the next 7 days? Good morning, Rachel. Talking about stacking some wins with some consistency. Golf, golf isn't my thing. Yeah, and guys, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. That's an oldie but a goodie. Yeah. What micro habit are you committing to for the next 7 days? What's it going to be, guys? Post it in the chat. A little quiet today in the chat. We got rid of the YouTube bot, I think. I'd be lying if I said that wasn't distracting. Trying to filter through that stuff to see you guys' comments. So, yeah, what are you committing to for the next 7 days? That's a hard one in a room full of high achievers. Okay, guys, you don't need to overhaul your life. Hey, Dave Zemchek, micro habit, waking up feeling blessed and positive. Yeah, you don't need to overhaul your life, guys. You need to rebuild trust with yourself. Get out there and do the thing. Consistency creates calm. Calm creates confidence, and the confidence ends the overwhelm. We got this. We can do this. Small steps every day. Okay. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about daily routines that reduce stress. We're not coming off it. Tomorrow's day 6. And we'll roll right into day 365, which is the day after Christmas, with full steam. So I'm going to do something. Try to do something special that day. I'm still working on it. So Alex says, get into the office half hour earlier. Love it. Yeah. And maybe that goes all the way back to you got to get up a half hour earlier. Maybe you got to get to bed a half an hour earlier. Maybe you got to get home in a half an hour earlier, right? Get dinner done a half hour earlier. All the things, right? Just moving that forward. Yeah. Think about the impact of doing that for a week or a month, Alex, right? Yeah. Tomorrow sounds nice. Woosah. Bring me my tea. No, you guys cracked me up. I don't even know if I said that right. I probably got in trouble. Like Bubba, I have to read the comment quietly before I read it out loud, but I know you guys can see him anyway. Hey, don't forget, grab your t-shirt off the Etsy store. Wendy's got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Yin says, I want to read a chapter of Alex Hormozi's book every morning. Yeah. Yep. There you go. Easy enough, right? Now, do you have to get up a little earlier to do that? Put something off, move something around? Dave, have a tremendous day. I appreciate you. Don't forget to keep rocking. Yeah, Pete says, I get more done in the first hour when no one's watching than the next 5 hours. Yeah. Pete, I've come to enjoy my quiet time sitting in a cockpit there on the couch with the laptop truly on the lap. I get a lot done. And you guys see evidence of that because I post a lot of stuff. Post a lot of stuff early. Bailey, who's a social media specialist, tells me, Dad, you can't post stuff at 4 o'clock in the morning. Nobody's going to see that. I go, that's when I'm up. They want to see what I posted. They go to my page. Yeah. Water intake increase. Yeah. Good, Sean. I like that one. Yeah. How much though? And ask yourself if you have questions, what would Bubba do? So, yeah. Okay, good. I got it right. You guys going to add some culture to this show. I love it. Just add it. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, Ian. Good. Haven't read that book. That's probably next up in the stack of 47 books I have to read, but I want to read that one. I listened to all three of his books on the way to and from Vegas when I went out to acquisition.com, thinking I might actually meet him, but I was pretty sure I wasn't when the guy goes, just so you know, Alex Hormozi's not coming through that door. I go, well, good enough. But it was good. It's good to be in the house, though. Good to be in the office. Their first class operation. It was pretty cool to go in there. So, oh, good, easy read. Lots of pictures, lots of photos. Locke says I find myself doing that, especially when clients or callers pull some weird moves. Yeah, for sure. Okay, Alex says finish James Morris book. Good, loved it. Yeah, I understand it's an easy read as well. Yeah, I know Dan Bennett read that recently. We've got it here. He gave Wendy a copy, so that's cool. I'm going to read that as well. Wendy says Dave Howard unacceptable. Yeah, which one are you reading, Chris? There's $30 million offers, 30 million, $100 million offer, $100 million. Yeah, all of them. I did all of them. 3 of them. I can picture them. And they're good. I re-listened to the first one on the way back, so it was all Hormozi out and back, and because I was traveling by myself, so I don't have to worry about being social or anything. Leads. So it's $100 million offer, $100 leads, $100 million business models or money models. I think it was the last one. So the guy that was leading our workshop was the one behind the book launch. He orchestrated the book launch where they made like 110 or $12 million in like 48 hours or something like that with the book. So he was one of the workshop presenters. The other guy started an home services company, siding, roofing, windows, doors, that kind of thing, down in like South Carolina, and grew it to like 8 figures in 10 months, and then brought in a venture capital or private equity, and took it national and took it to 219 million in 18 months, and then exited. So the two guys had my attention. I told you the story about the $219 million guy. I saw him out at breakfast. He's got like a mohawk. I'm like, who's this guy? Well, it turns out he's the guy running the thing. So don't judge a book by its cover, right? Ian says, I got Grant Cardone, one book that had just been starting, and it was a gift from a friend. Yeah. Yeah, read that James Morris book. It's about imposter syndrome. That's what I know. But I'll check it out. So, Sean, if I make the effort to get to 108 ounces, I find I don't want to waste that effort. Everything seems to domino from it, just that. Yeah, currently not drinking enough. Yeah, man, I never drink enough water. Just got to do more. Just got to do more. We keep the Nalgene's around, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just having to go to the bathroom every 10 minutes when I do that. So, Baba Hogan, is it Old Ice Cream though? Museum, yeah. My friend Stacy told me if that's an issue with having to pee all the time, drop just a little bit of salt, a little bit of maybe sea salt in the water. Because what happens is, I think, is you kind of flush out your electrolytes over the course of the day. So if you can stay ahead of that, put them back in, you'll retain that a little bit better. Maybe get a few more miles down the road before you have to pull over. But hey, I did all right. We traveled out to Texas and back. It wasn't too bad. So by the time I needed to stop, usually it was good enough to need to get some gas or something anyway, or hit a Buc-ee's. Yeah, for sure. So anyway, guys, I'm going to let you go. Get on with your day. I appreciate you. Tomorrow's Friday. All right. What needs to get done before the end of the week? Try to start stacking some of those micro habits, micro consistencies, all that kind of stuff. And think about that. Just what's one little thing you could just start doing and make it a habit. Okay. Every single day. I'll leave you with this. I saw a good post yesterday from a girl. I think she was lifting or something, and she said, "Don't miss twice." She said, "My rule is I never miss. If I miss a workout, I try not to miss it on that second day." Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it. Didn't know you were here, buddy. I don't miss it the second day. If I have a bad meal, I don't have 2 bad meals, and then she upgrades it from there. So I thought that was a pretty good way to start. So don't miss twice, right? .com book. Yeah, my buddy works for ClickFunnels. No kidding. Yeah. I bought ClickFunnels when I first started my coaching thing, and then ended up moving over to Go High Level. But I realized quickly that, I mean, I messed around with it, Ian. You would probably smoke right through that, no problem, building out funnels and all that. But wasn't easy. As easy as they make it, it's still tough, and you still have to be pretty creative to do it. So I offloaded that to someone else, but I do like all the concepts. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you. Love y'all. Have a great day. Do something nice for somebody. And hey, if you're out there shopping, gosh darn it, be good to one another. We'll see you guys later. Have a great day.